Welcome back to our deep dive into the Long Island serial killer case. In today's episode, we'll examine several cases that, while not officially linked to Rex Heuermann, may still be connected to him. There is growing speculation that he could be responsible for some, if not all, of these additional cases. If you missed the previous episodes, be sure to catch up on the haunting stories of the victims, their disappearances, the grim discovery of a serial killer in the community, the early suspects, and the investigation that led to Rex Heuermann's arrest. This is Evil Unmasked. Let's begin. Tina Foglia, a vibrant 19-year-old from Brentwood, New York, worked as a compassionate home health aide. Known for her adventurous spirit and love for life, she was deeply social and always ready for fun. Tina had a passion for music, a keen appreciation for the arts, and embodied creativity and freedom. Her father, Joseph, fondly described her, saying, quote, "Every parent will say their kid is the best, but she truly was a good kid," end quote. On the evening of Sunday, January 31st, Tina left their home to visit Hammerheads, a popular nightclub in West Islip. She was eager to see the band Equinox, as one of her friends played in the group. She was last seen around 3 a.m. on February 1st. She left Hammerheads and vanished into the night. Just 2 days later, on February 3rd, the Department of Transportation workers made a gruesome discovery while picking up trash along the shoulder of the Southern State Parkway, only a few miles north of the Robert Moses Causeway. Among the debris, they found 3 plastic bags containing her dismembered body. DNA from an unknown male was recovered from the bags, but the most chilling detail was the absence of the diamond ring she always wore, a haunting clue that deepened the mystery surrounding her tragic death. Jacqueline Ashley Smith was last seen in Brooklyn, New York on August 7, 1999. She had left her home around 9 p.m. to visit friends and never returned. She was reported missing on August 12th. On June 20th, 2000, an unidentified female torso was discovered near Beach and 88th Street in Rockaway Beach, Queens. The torso found, wrapped in plastic bags and tape, was the only body part recovered at the scene. The victim was later identified as Jacqueline Smith. Andre Jamal Isaac, also known as Sugar Bear, was a professional drag queen who vanished from East New York in 2002. According to a friend, Isaac was last seen just before Thanksgiving getting into a car with a secret friend. The vehicle was described as a red BMW coupe driven by a Hispanic man. On December 17, 2022, a plastic bag was discovered in Avon, New York, containing a partial human torso, a skirt, a black bodysuit, and a tank top. This find was located not far from where Jacqueline's torso had previously been discovered. Then, on January 25, 2003, around noon, 2 ice skaters stumbled upon a severed head protruding from the ice of a frozen pond in Mauritius. An X-ray revealed a single bullet wound to the head, as noted by the medical examiner. On April 10, 2004, around 10:30 a.m., a landscaper discovered a plastic bag containing severed arms and legs in a wooded area near a newly constructed home in Mauritius. The bag was located approximately a quarter mile from the Ford River. DNA analysis later confirmed that the 3 sets of remains belonged to Andre Isaac. Isaac's mother described him as a talented female impersonator and dancer who competed in contests across the East Coast. She added, "He was a big bear. Regardless of his lifestyle, he was still a human being."
I loved him from the time I conceived him. I knew my son was gay, and I knew that since he was very young.
By age 25, Andre Isaac, an imposing 6'3", had become a popular female impersonator.
They called him Sugar Bear. I had some gowns that I was gonna give away to Goodwill, and I had this idea in my head that I could give them to Andre, and he came and he picked them up.
Andre Isaac was living in East New York, Brooklyn then, but he didn't make it to his mom's house for Thanksgiving 2002 after leaving his apartment days before.
He just went downstairs and got into a red sports car, and that was the last I ever saw him.
When a male torso turned up in Far Rockaway, Queens in December 2002, dressed in a woman's skirt and bodysuit, Isaac's mother had a bad feeling. The following month, 60 miles away, she didn't know about a second discovery on the Forge River in Mauritius, Long Island. Back in 2003 in January, this river was frozen, and a man who was ice skating on the river found a severed head in one of the ponds. DNA established the skull was Isaac's with a bullet hole in one temple. Isaac's mother had trouble recounting this part of the story.
I'm gonna faint.
Okay.
Everything's getting dark.
Okay.
Kim Jordan told us she had nightmares for years about her son's gruesome death. And though it's not publicized much, Sugar Bear's case has been looked at in the hunt for the elusive Long Island serial killer known as Lisk.
Do you think that he's one of the serial killer victims?
Yes, I do. I always did.
On March 3, 2007, a suitcase containing the dismembered torso of an unidentified Hispanic or light-skinned African-American female was discovered on a beach at Harbor Island Park in Mamaroneck, New York. The torso bore a stab wound. The following day, one of her dismembered legs was found washed up at Oyster Bay in the village of Cove Neck. The victim had a distinctive tattoo of 2 cherries on her right breast. Due to her unidentified status, she has been referred to as Cherries. She is estimated to have been between 5'4" and 5'6" tall and weighed around 160 to 200 pounds. Tanya Rush, 39, was last captured on surveillance cameras leaving her residence at Van Dyke House in Brooklyn around 3 a.m. on June 23, 2008. Known to have turned to sex work after struggling with a severe drug addiction, Tanya was last seen walking towards the subway station on Livonia Avenue. Her dismembered body was discovered on June 27, 2008, inside a black canvas suitcase in Belmore. The suitcase was found by a state road cleaning crew alongside the Southern State Parkway near the Newbridge Road ramp. Police described the murder as particularly brutal and marked by intense rage. Although her daughter had reported her missing, the authorities did not take the report seriously until Tanya's remains were found. Her daughter remembered her mother as the life of the party and noted her volunteer work at the Salvation Army. On January 21, 2013, the skeletal remains of a woman were discovered in a garbage bag buried in a patch of brush along the shore at the end of Sheep Lane in Laddingtown. The bag also contained a bra, dark-colored jeans, and socks. The woman was estimated to be between 20 and 50 years old and possibly of Asian descent. No obvious signs of trauma were found on the body. Notably, she was wearing a 24-karat gold pig pendant, which could reference the year of the pig in various Asian cultures. Recent years of the pig included 1959, 1971, 1983, 1995, and 2007. The Long Island serial killer case, often referred to as Lisk, garnered national attention and even inspired the 2020 Netflix film Lost Girls. As the case continues to evolve and capture global interest, it is crucial to remember and honor those affected by these horrific murders. Karen Vergata, one of the victims whose remains were found on Fire Island and Tobay Beach, was eventually returned to her family in the form of cremated ashes. District Attorney Ray Tierney emphasized the importance of honoring not only Vergata, but all the victims associated with the Gilgo Beach case. Additionally, a woman informed Tierney that she and her boyfriend, a New York State Police narcotics detective, had discovered a phone number for a swingers home in Massapequa Park while visiting a swingers club in New York. On their way to the location, the couple had picked up a sex worker, and the 3 of them visited Huerman's home. When the couple left, they recounted that the other girl was still inside. The woman became increasingly concerned when she saw the woman emerge from the house naked, but her boyfriend reassured her that they were likely just playing a game, and so they drove away. Years later, upon seeing photos of Huerman and Vergata in the news, the woman recognized them from that night and reported her experience to District Attorney Tierney. Families continue to wait in anguish, hoping for their loved ones to be officially linked to the Long Island serial killer and finally get some closure. The unsolved deaths of those not yet tied to the case linger as painful mysteries, and it's reasonable to suggest that Rex Huerman could be the prime suspect in these cases as well. Even for the families of victims already connected to Huerman, the recent answers offer little solace, as they remain trapped in a cycle of grief and unanswered questions. Speculation has emerged among the public that Rex Huerman might be the elusive Route 29 stalker. Since 1996, an alarming number of young women have disappeared along U.S. Route 29 in Virginia. Some, however, believe that the true culprit was Richard Mark Evanitz. Despite these theories, neither connection has ever been confirmed. This concludes our current coverage of the Long Island serial killer case. For now. Stay tuned as we continue to follow the unfolding developments in the case against Rex Huerman and the search for justice for the remaining victims. Please let us know if you think Rex Huerman is connected to any of the unlinked cases, or possibly maybe the Route 29 stalker. If you found this episode captivating, please subscribe and leave a review to help others discover my podcast. For updates and behind-the-scenes content, follow me on Instagram at evil.unmasked or on X at evil_unmasked. If you have any case suggestions or stories you'd like to hear, visit us at evilunmasked.com. Stay safe and keep questioning the world around you.